Hey, welcome back. So excited to keep going on this journal experience with you. And today we're going to talk about staying grounded. It's a really important part of our journey as psychic explorers that we have to stay present. We have to stay in our bodies. And this can be something that's difficult for sensitive people. And the more sensitive, intuitive, empathic you are, the more likely it is that you learn a habit of kind of being out of your body. This is something that I really learned in my years of studying martial arts. Like when I was really young, I studied a lot. I just wanted to be a Jedi Knight, right? So I took martial arts and it taught me how to stay in my body. It taught me how to move energy through my body. And it was like really foundational um, experiences for me as I was exploring my psychic skills. And so I want to kind of pass that on for you. But being grounded means being in your body, being connected to the earth, and keeping your mind in the present moment. It has those three qualities. We have to be inside, not dissociated, but inside our body. We have to find a connection to the earth, and we have to keep our mind in the present moment. It's those three things. Um, and this is step one of our energy hygiene practices. I never teach psychic opening without teaching you some energy hygiene, some energy management basics that are going to be super important for you. And this is the step one. So we want to do this in preparation for any psychic activity that we do. Also, anytime you feel spacey or out of your body. And it may be true that you already know some ways to help you ground yourself. And I think the best way to ground is to have a little bit of combination of things. Like sometimes we need things to do on the real world, and we're also going to practice some meditative and breathing techniques that help. So you can look in your journal for this grounding checklist and just kind of check off what helps for you. Maybe it's sitting on the earth with your back to a tree. Standing bare feet on the ground is one of my favorite ways to do that. And because I live in New England and it's sometimes winter here, half the year you can't do that. So I have like a big river rock under my desk that I put my feet on when I'm working. Maybe really light exercise, like any exercise, but light exercises like yoga. Walking can put you in your body if you do it mindfully, and certainly heavy exercise like running or weightlifting can also do that. Eating mindfully, taking good care of your body. Food, when we eat mindfully with food, we can get grounded. And sometimes we learn bad habits of grounding yourself by eating really, really heavy food that sort of slams you back in your body. But really eating anything with intention can bring you back in. Drinking a little water with salt or electrolytes in it is also can be very grounding. Breathing deeply, like just breathing, take a breath, right? So I want you to go through that checkbox and see what ones work for you. And also take a minute to write down any other grounding techniques that you know already works for you. What already works for you? Let's bring that up. And another really simple way to ground is called breathing into your tailbone. And let's try it together now. It's just a breathing technique that I love. So if you can have your feet on the floor, that's great. If you're sitting in a chair, just drop your tailbone right into the chair and take a deep breath. And as you breathe, like let that energy go down your spine and focus on your tailbone, focus on your sits bones, focus on the way your feet feel on the floor. You can imagine a big beam of light coming in the top of your head, traveling all the way down to your tailbone. And then on your next exhale breath, you're just going to imagine that your spine is extending down through the chair, down through the layers of the building that you're in, down, down, down. Just relax, let gravity, let your tailbone relax and open, and let gravity pick up this. It's called the grounding cord. And it helps keep us connected to the earth. And as you imagine, pretend, visualize, intend that you have a grounding cord. Make it really, really wide. Like think trash can size, think sewer pipe size, like make it big and let it go down into the earth really, really effortlessly. We can also do a kind of grounding called roots down. Um, and with roots down, we're pushing our feet into the floor and imagining that there are roots coming out of your feet. And you can add this to the grounding cord. Sometimes the roots that come out of your feet want to go sideways. Like if you think about the root system of a tree, we have the grounding cord that's like the top root that goes down, down, down deep, and it's really big. And then the roots from our feet go out sort of sideways. So try that right now. And I'm wondering how that feels for you. So take out your journal and journal about how it felt, what it was like using the grounding cord. Maybe you can even draw a picture if you saw an image of what that looks like for you. And journal a little bit. So let's record how you felt if when you put the roots down. How did your body feel? A lot of times people feel really heavy. All of a sudden their like legs feel heavy. Or you might feel tingling or energy in your legs. Like, oh my God, I forgot I even had legs. There they are again. So just record how that feels for you. And now as you're moving forward, just keep paying attention to that grounding cord. Make sure you don't lose it. When we trigger in fight or flight, when we get triggered, when we get anxious, when we have a moment where our nervous system fires off, we drop the grounding cord. A lot of us do, especially if you have the flight part of fight or flight, and then you're out of your body. And so we want to just begin to create the habit of noticing when that happens. And when it does, tailbone, breathe into your tailbone. Oh, when we breathe into the tailbone, we relax the tailbone. Think about what dogs do when they're afraid, right? They curl their tail under. And our tailbones will curl under when we go into that fight or flight. And we often lose the grounding cord and leave our bodies. The truth is you're way safer and you're way more capable of dealing with whatever's coming at you in the world when you're in your body. This is what I learned as a martial artist, right? You can't dissociate and be safe if you're, in a situation where you really need to be present. So we're actually safer when we're present. And you can tell your tailbone. Sometimes I talk to my tailbone and I say, I'm perfectly safe in this moment, and see how that feels. And then I can, if that feels true, and then I can kind of relax and ease back into that grounded state. So let me know how that goes for you. Write it all in your journal. Super important. And next time in our next video, we're going to talk about clearing. How do we clear ourselves when we've picked up energy that doesn't belong to us? We need a way to let it go. See you then.